Healing is an everyday job that you have to do. It's not only for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 hours. It's not like that. Healing has to do with 24-hour job, and it's what we call the holistic healing. A holistic healing that we talk about, it's the mind, the body, the emotion, and you have to put those 3 dimensions and put it around with your spirit. We can never heal without our spirit. Our spirit is the one that's the most magic thing in our life, is that we were all born with spirit. The spirit that we carry is the Creator Spirit. The Creator Spirit, He gives us that spirit from Himself into all of us so that we can live on this earth for Him.
It's hard for us to believe that ancient peoples knew more about their world than we know about ours, but they probably did. We think, or we presume, that our knowledge has not only caught up with theirs, but surpasses it. We think we know how they lived and how they died. We think we know. But those primitive peoples may have known more about healing and preventing disease and staying well than we give them credit for. Their medicine was a combination of faith and blind luck and relying on the good earth, relying on what was there. What nature provided was all there was. There was no corner drugstore, no medical specialist. Those luxuries would come a few thousand years later. They knew what would keep them from getting sick and what potions would ease the pains of snakebite and rheumatism and childbirth, and what would heal the wounds of arrows and gunshots and other scars of battles and daily living. Centuries of trial and error taught them what leaves and herbs and roots and smoke and heat and faith could do. They knew what could cure them and what could kill them. It was natural healing. And now, centuries later, the world is returning to it.
I have come to see and understand that the American Indian and also South American Indian people gave the world well over 200 drugs that are now used in today's societies for different healing methods.
Indians were also prolific inventors. They developed syringes and the surgical uses of rubber and cotton. They had a vast knowledge of anesthetics and antiseptics. They knew how to set fractures. Knowledge and rituals were handed down through the centuries.
We're going back to what it was, the basics. And when you look at medicines, and especially drugs or pharmacology types of things, it's like we used to use roots, barks, berries, herbs, things. Then they said, no, you can't do that, you can't use that, that's heathenism, that's paganism, it's not right, it's not clean, whatever. Then they start using drugs, they start synthesizing these drugs and these derivatives from these natural things. And now you see in today's world, we're actually going back. Oh yeah, let's use these roots, these barks, these berries, these herbs that have been there all along, and again, what American Indian people knew and still know how to utilize today.
Indigenous people from all over the earth have been taking natural plants. The Chinese, the Africans, the Indians, and of course the Native Americans have all relied on everything that grows in a full circle. My name is Ruby Wind Spirit, and I come from a matriarchal society where the medicine and the traditions are passed from grandmother to mother to daughter. We're here about 9,000 feet in elevation, and we're looking for healing medicinal plants. When we go out into this area, we start out by offering tobacco and or cornmeal to the plants, Mother Earth, the Father Sky, and the four directions.
Really interesting find recently here in New Mexico is a pair of baskets that turned up in a crevice tucked away in the Galisteo Basin, east and south of Santa Fe, right near a large pueblo that was occupied in the 17th century both by Puebloan Indians and by an Hispanic occupation, which included a mission at the pueblo. The baskets are long and skinny. They're of a style that really doesn't occur in New Mexico. They have little attachments on the end, and they're sort of like a Ziploc bag with a seam down the middle, and it closes up nice and tight when it's under some kind of pressure, like if it was slung over your shoulder. So they're perfect for traveling healer. And what is just astounding and nifty about those baskets is what's in them. It's full of perishables, which have survived because they were in a dry cave. And they're little bundles of roots, all tied up with nice little ties. So we know that they were special things set aside in little sort of packages, and sometimes in combination with each other to give you an idea that they belong together and were used together.
Well-being and wellness is total body, mind, spirit. It's holistic. It's not just about a physical ailment and treating a physical ailment. There's other aspects to it that all integrate in to make a whole circle, to make a whole, complete person well.
All the way through the Eastern religions, the old religions, you'll find the same concept. Cleansing the body, balancing the body, keeping it in harmony with the sky, the waters, the earth, Mother Earth, who gave us birth, and the Great Spirit, Isagadamazi, who gives us the life force. And this balance is health. Without that balance, we have disease.
Heat and smoke and ritual are still very much a part of Native American healing.
If you've ever been to a spa where they have a sauna, that is a takeaway from the old Indian sweat lodge. First, it has a physiologic effect. It cleanses the pores of the body. The body will excrete toxins and cleanse the body chemically. This helps promote health to this manner. This is enhanced by the intake of certain clean water, clean food. Of course, they did not have a fire inside the sweat lodge, which was in certain tribes made out of wood and mud. In certain tribes it's used like a teepee. And then you go into the southwestern tribes, they actually had these subterranean sweat lodges where you went down a ladder into under the ground, and it was encased in bedrock of some form. But it was an enclosed circle, and stones were heated and put in to promote sweats, to cleanse the body, and also to induce spiritual healing. I incorporate energy balancing in my practice through the use of hands-on, which we have positive and negative contacts within the body. And this corresponds with the old ancient Chinese art of acupuncture, balancing meridians within the body of positive and negative energy flows to heal the body through a natural method.
And even today, with everything we know, there are still many things we can't explain. Their secrets remain intact. So we've come full circle. The renewed interest in natural medicine is literally a return to our roots.
The Chippewa Cree are taught that water is sacred. It's the source of everything. I go to college to study environmental science. I'm investigating the toxicity in our water supply, but it's not just a science project. If I can help save my land, maybe I can help save my people. Why did you go to college?